Hello and welcome to Gardening at 58 North. In this video I'll be getting my Dahlia here ready for storage, as it's just going into dormancy. As you can see, it's not looking too great at the moment, but it has been flowering and it's now the end of November. We've had -5 frost, we've had a lot of frost this week, but I've been taking it inside in the night time to keep it away from the coldest frosts, but it has actually had a little bit of frost damage. You can see here some of the leaves are looking a bit dead and brown, especially some of the lower ones, but in general it's not looking too bad considering how cold and frosty it's been. I thought the whole lot would have been killed off by the frost, but it's been okay so far. And it's also getting a bit of powdery mildew, and it's only going to get colder as it goes into winter, so it's now time to cut this back and get it ready for dormancy. So first of all, I'm just going to take out the pot. You can see it's quite a big pot, and it's been growing in this for quite a while, so I'm expecting quite good roots on it hopefully. So I'll just try and get that out. I had given it good compost, a lot of perlite for drainage and a bit of feed as well. So I'm just going to peel away at the compost here, try and reveal the roots. There should be some really big fat tubers under here hopefully, if it's done well. And I'll be able to store these tubers for next year. So I'm actually very surprised at how few tubers there are. There's almost none at all. I've taken out some other dahlias last week, and they had a lot less foliage than this, but they were full of big potato-like tubers. But this one, you can see, it's got plenty of foliage, but the tubers are really quite small and thin. And I'm not entirely sure why that is. It might be the variety, it might just be the way it's grown. But I'm going to cut off the stem now, so I can get to it a bit easier. I'm going to cut it quite low, but I'm going to show that there is still some stem attached to the roots. Just cut them off like this. So there we are. I think that should be enough stem. So I'll just continue now, clear off the soil. I don't want any compost on it because that could lead it to getting too damp and rot. When I do finally store it, I will cover it in a little bit of compost, but it'll be quite dry compost, because if it stays damp it will probably rot off. So I think that's as much compost as I'll get out without damaging the roots. So what I'll do now, so I'll cut off all the thin roots, because the thin roots are just feeder roots. There's no energy stored in them, and they'll just shrivel up and die anyway, so I'll just snip all the thin roots off. There we are, that's the extent of the tubers. As you can see, there's almost none. There's a bit of one there, get that in focus, and there's another one here. So I'm quite disappointed that there's not more tubers on this dahlia, but I'll try and store it as best I can. If I had bigger tubers I thought it would still store really well. At this rate it's probably not going to store the best, but I'll give it the best shot, and I'll give you an update in spring hopefully when it will start to grow again. But as I say, the tubers being so small, I haven't got the greatest expectations for success, so I might actually go out and buy some new tubers. But there we are, that's my dahlia for now. Been happy with it all summer, it's been doing really well. I'll probably do another dahlia next summer. As I say, it might not be this one because it does have quite small tubers.